Greetings! In this video, I will tell you about some of the adventures of the fabulist Aesop, a story that is contained in the book The Tale of Xanthus, the Philosopher, and Aesop, his slave, or the Adventures of Aesop, written in the 1st century A.D. The fabulist Aesop, as is known, was a slave. However, the gods endowed him with the gift of words, sharp wit, and the art of composing fables. When the eloquent slave spoke, his master immediately hastened to get rid of him, and the slave trader took Aesop with a group of other slaves to the slave market on the island of Samos. As they were sorting out the baggage, Aesop asked his companions, "I am new here, weak. Give me that breadbasket over there," pointing to the largest and heaviest one. They laughed at him, but gave it to him. However, at the very first stop, when everyone had eaten their bread, Aesop's basket immediately became lighter, while the weight of the baggage of the other slaves did not decrease at all. It became clear that the guy was no fool. On the island of Samos there lived a philosopher named Xanthus. He saw 3 slaves for sale, 2 were handsome, and the third was Aesop. He asked, "What can you do?" The first said, "Everything." The second said, "Everything." Aesop said, "Nothing." "How so?" "Well, my companions already know everything. They left nothing for me. Do you want me to buy you?" "Doesn't it matter to you what I want? Buy me as an advisor? Then ask." "Are you always this talkative?" "Talking birds fetch a higher price." "But you're not a bird. You're a freak." "Barrels in the cellar are also ugly, but the wine in them is excellent." Xanthus was amazed and bought Aesop. Once Xanthus got drunk and started saying, "A man can do anything." "Can you drink the sea?" "I can." They made a bet. In the morning, Xanthus sobered up and was horrified by such disgrace. Aesop said to him, "Do you want me to help?" "Help!" "When you come out with the judges and the spectators to the seashore, say this: 'I promised to drink the sea, but I did not promise to drink the rivers that flow into it. Let my opponent dam up all the rivers that flow into the sea. Then I will drink it.'" Xanthus did as Aesop advised, and everyone marveled at his wisdom. Xanthus sent Aesop to do some shopping, and Aesop met the mayor of Samos on the street. "Where are you going, Aesop?" "I don't know." "How can you not know? Speak." "I don't know." The mayor got angry. "Put this stubborn man in jail." They took Aesop away, and he turned around and said, "You see, Mr. Mayor, I told you the truth. Did I know I was going to jail?" The mayor laughed and let Aesop go. Xanthus was about to go to the bathhouse and said to Aesop, "Go ahead, take a look. Is there a lot of people in the bathhouse?" Aesop returned and said, "Only one person." Xanthus was pleased and went, only to find the bathhouse packed full. "Why did you tell me nonsense then?" "I didn't tell you nonsense," Aesop replied. "There was a stone lying in front of the bathhouse on the road. Everyone stumbled over it, cursed, and went on, but only one person stumbled and immediately took the stone and threw it out of the way. I thought there were many people, but only one true person." Many times Aesop pleaded with Xanthus to set him free, but Xanthus was unwilling. However, an alarm occurred in Samos. The state council was in session before the people, and an eagle flew down from the sky, seized the state seal, soared upwards, and dropped it from the sky into the lap of a slave. They called for Xanthus to interpret the omen. Xanthus, as was his custom, said, "This is beneath my philosophical dignity, but I have a slave who can interpret it for you." Out came Aesop. "I can interpret it, but it's not fitting for a slave to advise free men. Set me free." The people freed Aesop. Aesop said, "The eagle is a royal bird. No doubt King Croesus has decided to subjugate Samos and turn it into slavery." The people were dismayed and sent Aesop to King Croesus to seek mercy. The generous king was impressed by the clever fool, reconciled with the people of Samos, and made Aesop his adviser. Aesop lived for a long time, composing fables. He visited the king of Babylon, the king of Egypt, and feasted with the 7 sages. But he met his end in Delphi. He observed the life of the Delphians, who did not sow or reap, but were sustained by sacrifices offered to Apollo by all the Greeks. And he was greatly displeased by this. The Delphians feared that he would spread ill words about them throughout the world. So they resorted to deception. They placed a golden bowl from the temple in his bag, then seized him, accused him of theft, and sentenced him to death. As they led Aesop to his execution, he told the Delphians the fable of the eagle and the dung beetle. Once, a hare sought refuge from an eagle, and asked for help from a dung beetle. The eagle laughed at such a defender, and tore the hare to pieces. The beetle sought revenge. It found the eagle's nest, pushed out the eagle eggs, and flew away. Wherever the eagle built its nest, the beetle destroyed its eggs. Finally, the eagle placed them under Zeus's very own wing. The beetle rolled a dung ball, flew up to Zeus, and also threw it into the god's lap. Zeus was angered, jumped up to shake it off, and the eagle eggs fell and broke once again. To prevent the extinction of the eagle's lineage, Zeus arranged for the eagles to lay eggs when the beetles do not fly. Do not harm the weak, Delphians. But the Delphians didn't heed his words, and threw Aesop off a cliff. As a consequence, a plague befell their city, and they had to pay for Aesop's death for a long time. Goodbye.